Hey everyone, it's A John. I cover the Dogecoin news and the Dogecoin technical analysis, aka the sticks here. If you're watching this video, you're watching the technical analysis here, which I'm going to go to in a second here. And as always, if you find these videos helpful to you, give me a comment below about how these trades are helping you out by my advice here. And of course, give me a like and subscribe because it really helps me out here. And obviously, it takes me quite a bit of time to do these kind of videos. So I appreciate it a lot. And let's get to the sticks, okay? So, yesterday I did mention that we were starting to see a new cup movement here, right? And I'll start with the daily chart here as always. So I mentioned the cup will be something like this for the most part. You know, we're gonna, oops, wow, this mouse is crazy. Okay, sorry about that. Let me do it again 1 second. Oh, wow, okay, bad me. Okay. So I mentioned yesterday that we were gonna see this kind of a pattern for the most part. All right, and we're starting to see it. Obviously, it isn't what I want to draw, but it's close enough, I guess. So we're gonna see something like this, something like this in the near future. And by near future, I mentioned this yesterday on Sunday here. I did think that we were gonna go down a little bit, but at the same token, I thought that it was kind of like not very likely as well because due to the fact all this news coming out lately at the same time. So usually with news cycles, you're gonna see more bullish or bearish movement depending on what the news is telling you, right? For the most part. So if you want to see the news, check out my other video. It'll be there as well, and you can see what I'm talking about here. But let's not get into that too much though. So with that being said here, we can see uh today, which is March 7th or March 8th, but again it ends around 4 p.m. So you see March 8th later today, but obviously right now it'll be March 7th because, well, anyways though. So you can see we had a pretty big movement here, right? From literally the low is 516 and the high is 6 here. Oh, 6 cents, guys? Wow. Okay, first of all, I haven't seen 6 cents in like let's see here. I would say about it's how many days is this? 11 days. I thought it was a unicorn. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to get that high, right? But the reason why this could happen could be all kinds of news happening over the weekend, all this exposure, people just getting to buy it right here, right? I mean, those could be the potential reasons here, and we don't know. And I did mention over the weekend that we had an upwards channel here, and if it broke out of it, it could be very bullish for Dogecoin. And guess what? It's very bullish for Dogecoin by breaking out here. Okay. You can see the 50 MA as well. It's increasing. It's now 443. Before it's 4338 the previous day here, which is good because you want to see the increase. Because when the 50 MA increases, that means that every day, the price is also increasing as well. So it's adding on to the moving average. So it's kind of just adding on to it, the estimates, right? So let's go ahead and check something else out as well. 1 second here. Huh? Oh, that's bizarre. Where am I? Oh, here we go. Sorry. I was like, where did it go? So let's see the MACD here. Yesterday on Sunday, I did mention that the MACD was kind of more flatlined, and I always mention to you guys that you have to watch these videos because technical analysis is more of an art than a science here, and you're dealing with probabilities in a sense of how likely is it to move this direction, that direction, or whatever is here, right? So there's no guarantees. If someone tells you that they know where it's going, um, I would be hesitant to believe that's what they say because nothing in life is guaranteed, right? Only death and taxes I hear. So, anyways, so the MACD yesterday I did mention it's kind of flat. So I want to see today how it looks based on this really large, I would say candlestick here. We're seeing increased volatility and we're seeing also increased volume here. You see 72, 150, 89. We're seeing 236 on a Sunday. I mean, that's huge volume right there, right? So someone must be thinking something and they're buying it up, right? And we can see, and we will most likely see it in the more microscopic time frames. But for now, I want to see the MACD, see how it looks here. I'm assuming it's probably curling up. I can't see though. Let me see. Okay, yes sir, yes sir. Yesterday it was flat. Today it's actually curling up now. All right. So when it's curling up, that means okay, boys and girls. I think we may see a new bullish movement here, right? But again, I need to see this curl confirm with at least 3 to 4 days, or 2 to 3 at the minimum. When that happens there, okay, we're gonna be up for a good ride at the next bullish cycle here. How long it'll last? Who knows, right? The first time it did it, it had a huge momentum and lots of volatility. So I suspect we're going to see lots of volatility here as well, and it's going to be good for day traders. And when it's good for day traders, they're gonna come in buy and sell here, which is good, bears and bulls, and they're gonna create liquidity market, and we're gonna see the price of Dogecoin go up and down further on bigger ranges here, and that just puts Dogecoin on the map, which is good overall. And that means that we're going to see more volatility in the future. So if you're day trading, this could be good for you guys as well. If you're like me as an investor, you don't care too much about that, but it's good to see that people are trading Dogecoin, which means people are having more exposure to it, which means they actually like it. Okay, and that's where the action's at. And when there's action somewhere, it means people know about it, which is really good. You don't want to be like, okay, we're not moving anywhere, we're just kind of flatline. That means no one knows about you, no one cares about you, and you're bored of you. So let's move on to the forward chart here and see how it looks like. Okay. All right. On the forward chart here, okay, I did mention on for the past few days now that 525 would be your current resistance, and this upward channel here, you can see that it literally on Sunday when I made the video, I mentioned that it'll probably hit around 4 or 508 or something, and from there it may hit the next resistance here, right? But I did mention as well that we were kind of doing like an upward channel for the most part. But you also have an old resistance that was also being tested. I'll probably say maybe 15 times or something when I counted yesterday, and the range was narrowing every single time it hit it. Right, it'll go back down and it'll come back up and it'll go back to, and every time it made a higher low every single time, and eventually it just broke out with some huge volume here. Okay, 83.513 million volume at March 7th as of 4 p.m. So that was a big buy indicator right there, and it broke out of the 525 support with actual strength and actual money. Okay, which is very important here. Actual money and actual strength. You're not seeing it was a little bit of volume. Was a little bit of volume. You're seeing it was a large amount of volume here. Okay. When you see a little bit of volume, it's very easy to break it. When you see a huge volume, that person or those persons buying it, they're not likely to sell right away if they're doing a swing trade or investment here, right? And they're buying it, they may be buying for whatever reason. They may be seeing the technical signals, and you know what? It's buy time. And I did mention yesterday as well, if you were to buy it, yesterday would be the time to buy it, you know? Okay. So with that being said, we can see the 4 MACD is getting a little bit tired here. It may start resetting soon, and that's okay. But the point is that we actually hit a new temporary high, though. When I say temporary, I mean it's literally just that, temporary. There's nothing solid yet right here, right? But you can see we've hit 6 cents multiple times as well, right? And it's always been a resistance for the past, see, February 14, today's March 8, maybe 3 weeks now. It's been resistance. And, we saw a lot of it in the beginning. In the first like 7 days, it was testing over and over, and then it kind of dropped off, and now we're testing it again here, which is good though, because we had a huge, huge time to accumulate here, right? About 14 days. Well, I'm sorry, not 14 days. A little more accurate here. We've accumulated for about 11 days here, and we've had a lot of time to go. Okay, just be boring and just kind of buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. People who wanted to sell, they got bored. They started selling, right? And then eventually, we have no more sellers here. You have nowhere to go but up, because from the past 11 days here, the price action says that whenever it dips, or you see a wick on a candlestick here, people are worried about it dips here, and it clearly shows. So eventually, all the dip buyers got their dips here, right? And now you know what? Someone or somebody's, a whole bunch of people just started buying it, and it popped up now, right? Because usually with technical analysis here, it's more of a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more people who know about these kind of patterns or these kind of trading signals here, the more likely it makes trading a little bit more predictable, because you know what? Hey, everyone's probably gonna do that. Everyone's probably gonna do that because of this signal or whatever's, right? So that being said, it's kind of a good thing and bad thing. It's a double-edged sword, but it's good. It's good to know, right? It's never bad to know too much, but it's bad to know too little, though. Okay. So let's take the 15-minute chart here and see how the details looks. Based on today's price action, I suspect we're going to close green. I mean, I see no reason to close red, or in this case here. Based on the fact that we're seeing all this news, come out, right? You had that NASCAR Vegas, you had Mark Cuban, Dallas Mavericks. I'm just going to do some quick a reflash of it. You have Wooter, right? New apparel. Yeah, BitPay, 1,800 coin ATMs. I mean, why wouldn't this move up? I mean, literally, guys, there's too much news for it not to move up a little bit. So 15-minute chart here. Okay, what we're seeing here. All right. So we're seeing a golden cross here on a 15-minute chart here, So, and it broke out. 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 And it on with volume here, you can see at the 525 resistance, it broke out. And then when it hit the 6 cents market here, right here, right, it got sold off real quick with an even bigger sell here. So this tells me that 6 cents is going to be a resistance for quite some time here. Just the fact that it was a resistance for the past 3 weeks ago. So with I would say stocks, but cryptocurrency, same idea. Was trading here. You have these resistance memories or support memories, right? Eventually, as a resistance is just too strong, then you know what? It stays resistant, right? But eventually, resistance becomes supports here. I see that more likely to happen than to not happen because we had so much time to accumulate for 11 days, right? With that being said, here for a day trade here, as you can see, temporarily we're just making literally just we're making higher lows every single time here. So if you were to buy, I would buy right around now, and probably sell around here. Let me see. I would say 5.8 is our new temporary resistance because I saw on a longer time frame charts around 5.8 is kind of a resistance. 0.6 is pretty much a guaranteed resistance at the meantime. So I feel like 5.8 is more of a temporary one. So if you were to make a day trade, I would probably do something like that here, right? And you can see also with this kind of a line here, we're kind of doing a more of a an ascending triangle, which usually means kind of bearish. But given the fact that the 15-minute MACD is kind of resetting in a bullish territory here, I don't see it breaking down today. Possibly tomorrow, it may break down a little bit, maybe back to 5.4 or 5.5. But again, you gotta wait and see for the most part. But overall, we're bullish though. And I think we're going to be bullish for the rest of the week for the most part. Usually with these kind of things here, you don't see them to die off in a day or two. But you never know, right? Again, with stock analysis, or I'm sorry, with cryptocurrency analysis, in this case here, it's always an evolution, and things can change, right? As I said yesterday, the daily MACD was flat. Today it's curling up here. Total different story in a few hours, right? So again, stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys on the next one, all right? John is out. Bye.